Welcome to week 2 of Introduction to Cultural Studies Fairy Tales. This week we're covering Little Red Riding Hood, a tale that pretty much everyone grew up hearing sometime or another about the little girl with the red hood that goes into the woods as she's off to grandmother's house. She runs into the wolf, and then the wolf eats grandmother, and then the wolf goes after Little Red Riding Hood. The end changes, of course, from tale to tale, as you'll see this unit, all depending on what version one encounters. So, we jump into things right away with the story of Grandmother. Although it was written down in 1885, this actually is probably closest to the original fairy tale, or the oral tale that was passed down from folktale to folktale, from the peasants basically in that realm. When you're looking at this, think about what age you see as the little girl. You'll also think about the very ending of this. Take this through gender theory. Actually, take all these tales through gender theory and think about the active and passive agency of our little girl, or not so little girl, depending yet again on the tale. You run into some things here with the story of Grandmother, such as the crossroads, which is symbolic usually as the meeting place of where one will encounter the devil, as he tries to tempt you towards going towards a not so great future. And also, look towards everything that you can. You jump into a very crude joke in this one as well with the Megan Cables. Just think about her whole saying that she had to use the bathroom. Then you'll get the joke. But yet again, this is the oral tale itself. From there, you get into Charles Perrault's Little Red Riding Hood. Notice the change at the very beginning of this tale and how much more depth that he has. Also, think about his own commentary that he throws in and the moral that he includes. Also, look at the comparison between the story of Grandmother and this one, and how this one's written much more for a literate audience as it's being read to the person. And think about, as well as how he really points out that this is not any wolf necessarily, or an animal, but rather actually a person. And this gets into the whole layers of Little Red Riding Hood, where you see it as a small child, as an animal, but as an adult, you start looking at the wolf actually not as an animal. And the whole devouring is not cannibalism, but instead the taking of an innocence. From there, you get to the Brothers Grimm Wolf, Little Red Cap. So, this one, though, is fun to look at and think about their incorporation of Christian ideas in there, from straying from the path to the seven deadly sins, with some of them that are encountered, to even the huntsman who comes as a savior of sorts, as he calls the wolf the old sinner, and then performs a C-section, which is technically kind of like Little Red Riding Hood being born again, and where she gets her second chance as well, yet again after her innocence is lost, as you can see with that conclusion of that one. From there, you jump into the 1940s with James Thurber and the Little Girl and the Wolf. Notice how it says nothing at all about Little Red Riding Hood, but the mind already picks up upon the pieces that are given that that's what this tale is about. And by this time, we're tired of hearing the same tale, and there's been questions running through our mind. And James Thurber brings us up, actually, with the conclusion that he has for this tale, which most people like and shocking. Also, think about the time in which this was written. This is 1940 and the United States. The World War II is going on over in Europe. We know that we're heading towards there. Things are also, the first wave feminist movement is over as well. We've made it through the Depression. Things are changing, definitely, especially in women's rights. So you jump into that as far as the conclusion. From there, we jump into the false grandmother. This one's set in Italy, so needless to say, wolf is replaced actually then with an ogre or an ogress. It's kind of fun reading this one and thinking of Fiona from Shrek, by the way, as your character. So look towards this with how the girl is portrayed in this one compared to the German version of this, or the French version of Little Red Riding Hood, with her active and passive agency, and even down to the very ending of this one. Odd fun thing with that one is the goat and how the goat becomes a scapegoat. From there, we jump over to Asia with Goldflower and the Bear. Cultural Revolution has come to an end, but and that plays a huge role actually in this one as far as the time with the way that women are portrayed. And compare and contrast this one with the Western European tradition of Little Red Riding Hood, the sweet, adorable little girl who's just precious, compared to Goldflower, who is clever and brave. Look towards this to once again with active and passive agency. And start looking to see how the cultures shift and change and alter. Um, then you jump into postmodern, definitely, with Roald Dahl, with Little Red Riding Hood and the Wolf. Yet again, we've heard the tale. James Thurber's leading to this point, and then you get the little details of the change of the ending and how much fun he's having with this one. Same with the amount of fun that he has with the Three Little Pigs. If you have any questions at all, feel free, shoot me a message. I'm here to help you however I can. Continue your good work with the discussions. I thoroughly enjoyed your post with the literary theory, so good job with that one. And continue having fun. Okay, look forward to reading your discussions. Also, if you haven't sent in your picture yet for the Faces of the Class, definitely be sure to get that my way. What I have so far should be posted in the Under the Lessons tab, so you can start putting faces or images with your fellow classmates. Okay, if you need anything, I'm here for you. I'll talk to you later. Keep warm, too, with all the snow and winter weather. See you later.